Parameters of junction field effect transistor. Hello, welcome to D Creations Resources. Let's talk about parameters of JFET or junction field effect transistor. We will be talking about parameters such as AC drain resistance, transconductance, and amplification factor. So, to begin with, what is AC drain resistance, which is usually denoted as RD? Now, it is the ratio of change in drain source voltage. So, how do we denote that? We denote it by delta VDS to the corresponding change in drain current. So, change in drain current is usually denoted as delta ID at constant gate source voltage. So, which is denoted as VGS. So, AC drain resistance is the ratio of change in drain source voltage to the corresponding change in drain current at constant gate source voltage. Now, how do we write it symbolically? So, AC drain resistance RD is equal to delta VDS divided by delta ID at constant VGS. And of course, unit is going to be ohm, but looking at its value, typically kilo ohm or mega ohm can be used. Now let's go to the next parameter, namely transconductance. It is usually denoted by GM, and it is the ratio of change in drain current to the corresponding change in gate source voltage at a constant drain source voltage. Now we know that conductance basically is reciprocal of resistance. So it comes as no surprise that it is going to be a ratio of some change in current and some change in voltage. So when I say ratio of change in drain current to the corresponding change in gate source voltage at a constant drain source voltage VDS, how do we denote it? We denote it as delta ID upon delta VGS at a constant VDS. And the unit, of course, in simple terms, it could be milliampere per volt or millimhos or micromhos. MHO, mho, you know it's reciprocal of ohm. Sometimes people also tend to use Siemens. Now we talk about amplification factor, which is usually denoted as mu. It is the ratio of change in drain source voltage to the change in gate source voltage at a constant drain current. So what is drain source voltage? VDS. And what is gate source voltage? VGS. And we are talking about change, so we'll talk about delta VDS and delta VGS. So the amplification factor mu will be given as delta VDS divided by delta VGS at a constant value of ID, which is drain current. Now this amplification factor basically gives you effectiveness of voltages. You're taking ratio of voltages, and it can also be written as product of AC drain resistance and transconductance. So that is another way how you can calculate it. And now you're dividing voltage by voltage, so obviously change in voltage by change in voltage. So obviously you are not going to have any unit for that. It will be just a number. So these are some important characteristics of JFET.